it might seem like chaos. It might seem like everything is out of control. But all of this is a result of me taking action, of me wanting to build something greater. Welcome to the Spinoso podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Spinoso. My experience and expertise is in scaling all types of medical businesses to 7, 8, and 9 figures. And I'm sharing my journey to having multiple 8-figure companies and someday, hopefully, enjoying a 9-figure exit. This isn't a podcast telling you you should do this. I'm just telling you how I did this, and I hope that helps you. I want to help you build your business, take ownership of your life, and become a better leader at home and at work. And guys, I'd love to connect with you, especially if you're a medical entrepreneur. I have free courses available to help you scale your medical business. Check those out at dralexspinoso.com/courses. That is dralexspinoso.com/courses. I also invite you to connect with me on Instagram at Dr. Alex Spinoso, LinkedIn at the same, and every other platform, YouTube, etc. I am always Dr. Alex Spinoso. Thanks for listening. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, let's put it this way. The other day, in what precious little free time I have, I Googled the question, has anyone been inside of a tornado and lived? I live in Texas. We do have tornadoes, a shitload of them. Maybe not as many as in Oklahoma or in Kansas, where my buddy Vaughn lives, but we do have them, and I'm not used to it. It turns out that there are 2 people who are on record for having actually been inside a tornado and lived to tell about it. Both were farmers, not a huge surprise there. One was from Kansas, a farmer who survived a 1928 tornado hitting his town of Greensburg. The other one was Roy Hall, a soybean farmer who survived a 1943 tornado hitting McKinney, Texas. McKinney is only about 24 minutes away from where I live, so I was more interested in that guy. So the story goes that Hall and his family were outside when a nasty storm approaches. He sent his wife and kids inside the house to take cover. Of course, Hall just stands outside. Badass farmer that he is. He wants to stay outside and he wants to watch the coming storm. Because let's just be real here, there's something in men that loves to take in complete, utter, and terrifying destruction as a form of entertainment. Now, according to Roy, the first thing that happened was there was huge green sheets of rain pouring down like Hawaiian waterfalls. But instead of beautiful, scary as hell. Now, what came next was baseball-sized hail. Side note, a 2002 storm in China produced egg-sized hail, and it killed several people, as well as hospitalized a ton of other people. Baseballs are a lot freaking bigger than eggs. The typical pitcher in the MLB, Major League Baseball, throws about 85 to 90 mile per hour pitch. Baseball-sized hail falls at a speed of about 70 to 75 miles an hour. So, not quite like getting beamed in the head from a pitch by Nolan Ryan or Justin Verlander, but pretty damn close. Imagine being under hundreds of those coming down around you. The next thing that happened, according to Farmer Roy, is that he heard a very loud rumbling like a mighty roll of thunder. And after that, complete silence. He said it was the sound of death. He finally ran inside. The walls began to shake, and to his surprise, his roof was ripped away and thrown into the woods nearby. At this point, he looked up to find the tornado directly over them. He and his family were literally inside of the tornado. He described the inside as a smooth wall of clouds with smaller twisters swirling around the inside before breaking free. There was non-stop lightning. Even though it was dark, the flashes created a bluish light, which helped him see everything absolutely clear. Although you have to think that the bluish color made it look really, really freaking creepy. And then, just like that, the tornado passed and the sky turned sunny. The same storm killed 100 Texans. Hall and his family survived. So, Why the fuck did I Google, has anyone been inside a tornado and actually lived? Well, that's kind of how life has felt in this stage of business for me. In the past 90 days, I've been struggling to get out of bed because I'm getting hammered from all freaking directions. Every single dollar that comes in goes out towards the business. I have employees making terrible mistakes, actually doing very unethical things that I have had to deal with, and the company is facing its normal struggles during the summer. And on top of that, I'm dealing with multiple lawsuits, which seems to be part of a business owner just trying to grow while staying afloat. How am I supposed to manage all this? Well, the truth is, I don't really have any advice to give. It's more of a question I'm asking myself. How am I supposed to handle all this? Maybe you're in the same situation. Maybe you're asking the same question. I guess on some level, it should help us both to know that we're not alone. Maybe it helps to know that a lot of people with this experience are, in fact, successful at business, successful at life. And the same can be and will be true of us. But damn, let's take a moment of silence to recognize how much this sucks balls sometimes. I'm someone who really likes to speak the truth. I don't like to sugarcoat things at all. I had a colleague of mine message me on Facebook asking about a mutual acquaintance, saying that he had a certain experience while my experience was completely different, asking me about what I had said or posted about said associate was true. I simply told him, I don't lie, and I didn't respond any more than that. I mean, as a doctor, if I saw someone who had advanced gangrene on their leg, I wouldn't lie and say, it's just a flesh wound. I'd say, yeah, you're probably going to lose that leg. And if we don't, you're probably going to die. If I discover that someone had advanced stages of pancreatic cancer, I'm not going to say, turn that frown upside down. Everything's going to be all right. I'd say, better say your goodbyes and make peace with your creator because there's a very good chance you're going to die. So if you're going through a stage like I am, facts are facts. It's hard. It's not fun. It fucking sucks sometimes. But there's two things that stuck with me. After I Googled my question about tornadoes, it did seem like being inside, in the center of the tornado, was really the best place to be. It was stressful. It was fucking scary. But Farmer Roy made it. 100 of his fellow Texans did not. And the guy from Kansas who was inside the tornado in 1928, his house was fine. His neighbors got destroyed. It kind of helped me think that as a business owner, as a CEO, as somebody who runs a company, I'm inside the tornado. I'm in the eye of the storm. It's not like I want to be safe and have my team or customers destroyed by the storm. That's not it. But I do get some peace of mind knowing that the storm is raging around me. In fact, I'm the one who caused it. None of these headaches would exist. None of these lawsuits would have ever been filed. None of this cash would ever be flowing to and from accounts if I hadn't started the business in the first place. I am the tornado creator. I am the storm bringer. I'm fucking Thor, swinging his hammer in circles until the winds whip up and the lightning starts flashing and all hell breaks loose. It might seem like chaos. It might seem like everything is out of control. But all of this is a result of me taking action, of me wanting to build something greater. So there's some direction to this tornado, some greater purpose powering the storm. And knowing that just helps me keep my sanity. The other thing is this. In the grand scheme of things, tornadoes come and go pretty quickly. Sure, they wreak havoc. They may cause chaos. They can leave absolute devastation, but they don't really last long. Maybe a couple of hours. And the thing is, mathematically, it's very unusual for a tornado to hit the same place twice within a short period of time. I'm not a meteorologist, but there are some towns that repeatedly get hit by tornadoes over the course of 10, 20, and 50 years, but that's pretty damn rare. For most tornadoes, they hit and they are gone. The town can start to rebuild. They can care for their wounded. They can bury their dead. and they can get on with enjoying life. I think in business, I'll always be putting out fires, but I don't think I'll always be on the inside of a tornado. I don't think you will either. And in the grand scheme of building and scaling a multi-million dollar business, which is what I'm doing, I believe, in fact, I actually know that this tornado season will be over soon. And that gives me a little piece of sanity. That gives me a tiny bit of peace. It helps me answer the question, how the hell am I going to get out of bed today? So go out there, create your storm, face the storm, revel in it. When you survive, like Mr. Hall, you'll be a legend.